This will affect around 100 billion of the entire American population, and it's got everything to do with your credit score and your debt. Check this out.
Biden administration and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau have announced this week a new law that would remove medical debts from credit reports and only have that information available in certain circumstances. NewsNation business contributor and New York Post reporter Lydia Moynihan joins us right now. Okay, so what are the current rules regarding medical debt and reporting, and what will change?
So right now, if an underwriter wants to get a whole holistic look of somebody's credit history, they often will see all of their medical debts. So the proposed rule, which again would probably not take effect for another year or so, would basically remove that information from a credit report unless it was specifically about whether somebody should get a loan for a medical procedure. So right now, this affects about 100 million Americans who have some sort of medical debt. That's according to the Biden administration. And in some cases, it can prohibit them from getting a loan to buy a home or even a cell phone. So this would essentially remove that from your life unless you're looking to get another kind of medical loan.
I mean, what? This place sounds awfully familiar to one that they tried to pass but failed. Is this a way for them to buy your votes? I'm just wondering because y'all know exactly what they did with the student loans, right? Announcing it prematurely and then overshooting their shot by a mile because they promised students a full meal and all they got was tap water. But still, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna just scream and shout that this administration has done wonders for us. How they've solved inflation, which they created, by the way. How they brought back jobs that were just brought back from the health crisis. How they avoided a recession, of which they changed the definition of.
If the technical definition is 2 quarters of contraction, you're saying that's not a recession?
That's not the
No?
That's not the technical definition.
In terms of the technical definition, it's not a recession. The technical definition considers a much broader spectrum of data points.
That is not the actual definition of a recession. It is a significant contractionary period over a few months.
I would really object to this kind of semantic claim. The idea that 2 quarters of negative GDP growth is a technical definition of a recession is wrong.
They're all reading the same playbook. The last 10 instances in American history that saw 2 straight quarters of negative GDP growth were defined as a recession. But the Biden team, of course, ready to ditch it. What a perfect distillation of modern leftism. When you're losing, just change the rules of the game, then declare victory.
And how 2024 is going to be the start of something new, even though things are already going to be pretty much getting worse. And so this idea, it really reminds me of something else other than the student loan forgiveness plan. What was it? Now, while I'm trying to remember that, go ahead and smash the like button for the video. Definitely helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to stay updated on all the things that matter to you by subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. Appreciate the support, you guys. So on that note, I just remembered what happened earlier this year.
Starting in May, a new federal rule will subject home buyers with good credit scores to higher mortgage fees, while riskier buyers will get more favorable mortgage terms. This is part of an effort to try and get more first-time and low-income buyers into the world of home ownership. And joining us right now to talk more about how this could play out is John Hope Bryant. He's the founder and CEO of Operation Hope. He's also the founder of Promise Homes. And former FHA Commissioner David Stevens is the CEO of Mountain Lake Consulting. He also previously served as the president and CEO of the Mortgage Bankers Association. And gentlemen, welcome to both of you. Dave, why don't we start out talking about what this rule is, how it plays out, and what it'll mean for the average home buyer?
Well, look, with all the best intentions, the director of the regulator for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the FHFA, has been pushing both Fannie and Freddie to do better in providing affordable mortgage products for first-time home buyers, particularly with lower credit scores and lower down payments. Often that's filled with minority home buyers, African Americans and Hispanics, where the GSEs have just performed much worse than the FHA program and some other programs available. So in an effort to get there, they've, for the first time ever, really convoluted the pricing structure where they are going to significantly lower what's called loan level price adjusters, individual fees for those low credit quality borrowers. And it's going to be cross-subsidized, which is just a way of paying for this, with borrowers with higher credit scores in the 700s, with larger down payments. So their fees are going up, while other fees are going down.
Y'all remember this, right? So if you work hard, save money, keep your finances in check, keep your credit score in check, and, pretty much do everything humanly possible to avoid damaging your FICO score, it's not even going to matter. You're still going to be paying huge fees compared to people who were just not as responsible as you. You see what's happening here, right, guys? Here's something we have to consider, though. Delinquencies are on the rise. I mean, just look at credit card bills this year. We've hit $1 trillion, folks. And what happens if you have debt on multiple fronts? I'm talking a car loan, mortgage, medical bills, credit cards. Like, what is going to happen if this plan from the Biden administration goes through? Any guesses? That's right, folks. People are going to just stop paying for the medical bills because it's not going to matter so much. Now, think back to the announcement for student loan forgiveness, right? Did you guys see students working harder to clean up their debt when payments were frozen? Nah, of course not. Most of them pretty much put their faith into the announcement that ultimately fizzled.
Back now with a ticking clock for student loan borrowers. Payments are set to resume in October, but as Brian Chung reports, some say they can't afford to pay, and others say they won't.
Josie Bridges is a single mom living paycheck to paycheck. It's hard enough dealing with rising prices at the store.
My student payments are sitting right now at about $400 is what they're expecting each month. So, I mean, that's my food budget right there.
The pandemic freeze on student loan payments allowed Josie to open up her own salon in Portland, Oregon. But with $4,000 in outstanding debt from her community college degree, she says she simply won't be able to make the monthly payments once they resume in October.
Now I realize that it's kind of out of my hands at this point. If I can't make it, I can't make it.
So think of this situation, but with medical bills. Are you starting to see the bigger picture now? Because if you don't have this kind of debt, this does nothing good for you. Banks are going to get spooked and they're not going to know who's paying and who's not paying. So at that point, expect fees to just skyrocket, and that's only going to make credit that much tighter for everyone else. And this is a game changer for all the wrong freaking reasons. Now, I'm not sure who advises the president on these things, but I really feel as if like they have an entire suggestion box of stuff that's only going to make it harder for people who actually try to stay responsible with their finances. You know what I'm saying? And just to go ahead and put the cherry on top, Vice President Kamala Harris, she had something to say about it too, because, she has to do something at least, right? I mean, a lot of people are saying she don't do anything, but anyway. So she says that people in this country don't need to go into debt in order to get quality health care. And with this new plan, Americans will be able to invest in their future. And by future, she means next year, because White House officials are saying that these new rules would actually be developed in 2024. Election time. I can just see it now. We can't enact this bill if we don't hold the White House. Vote for us because we'll forgive all of your debt. But we're also not going to tell you who's going to be paying for it, because the same people who will pay for it might not even be born yet. It's going to be both hilarious and catastrophic at the same time. But hey, what are you guys' thoughts on this? I can't make this stuff up, guys. Make sure you guys share it in the comment section down below. By the way, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote, link in the description down below. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks for dropping a like for the videos. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.